watching Powerline Southern Africa. So as I was saying earlier, Zambia is the place to talk about mining these days. But beyond mining, the country is also an important conduit, of course, for the realization of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. That's a deal that requires proper transport systems and logistics. Let's extend the conversation further. Koen Rombouts is Managing Director, Southern Africa Corridors of Africa Global Logistics. Koen, thank you for your time. So we often don't talk about this particular corridor. I mean, we talk about the Maputo corridor, we talk about in the east, I think we talk about the East African Trade Corridor, but we don't talk about Lobito as much. Let's talk about what this is and what difference it is making.
Lobito is a very interesting development indeed in the southern African part of this continent. We are involved as AGL on this corridor specifically because we have the concession, we have achieved the concession of the Lobito Port Container Terminal, where it's directly connected to the corridor to connect Lobito to the hinterland all the way up to DRC in Kolwezi. So this is a very new development. This is an old railway line which was used many years ago to move copper as well into the rest of the world. Today it is underutilized, and the developments that we are putting forward is indeed to make sure that the port infrastructure in Lobito can follow the new demands of logistics required to bring the additional capacity from DRC and later on as well from Zambia to bring it all the way to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I see someone is calling you because they saw you on TV, I hope. But tell me, who is involved here?
Sorry?
Who is involved in the project?
So on the corridor, it is a consortium of an Angolan construction company, Mota Angel, and Trafigura, a trader in minerals. And they will operate the corridor. We will link closely with them to make sure there's a seamless operation between the port and the sea to get the cargo from the mines to the port all the way up to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It is interesting development because so far a lot of the volumes have been directed to the east and to the south, to South Africa. And this is a new development that has come through, so there's better connection to the Western world as well.
Yeah. So I see you need quite a lot of money, almost $500 million. Give us time frames and also your ability to be able to attract the capital that you need to further this corridor.
So as AGL, as I mentioned earlier, we are involved in the port development. We are not as much involved in the railway development that I explained to you, which is a consortium between Trafigura and the Mota Angel. And we will be involved in the commercial development to drive volumes as AGL from the hinterland to the port to assist as many volumes as possible from the different mines that are bringing the volumes there. So in terms of public-private partnerships, we have a lot of experience as AGL as we operate more than 21 ports in Africa. And with our 23,000 employees that we have in Africa, we believe that we can bring a lot of value on this corridor as well.
When do you think it will be fully functional?
When it will happen?
When it will be fully functional, when it will be working?
It has started. The first train actually arrived in Lobito on the 25th of December, from where we then put all the cargo in containers and onto vessels. As of now, the projections for this year are around between 200 and 300,000 tons. And then going forward in the next 2-3 years, we should be reaching up to 1 million tons exports per year from the mines, which is a substantial amount of additional capacity that this corridor will provide.
Yeah, absolutely. And we certainly hope that you'll be able to progress it. But while I have you, we might as well talk about the other work that you must be doing around the continent. So we had the formal launch of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. You operate within the port space. What are you seeing in terms of evidence that Africa is beginning to trade more with itself? Or are we still waiting for the first big shipments to come through?
No, I think this is a very, we are very much at the heart of that transformation in Africa, to make sure that there's more trade within itself. We strongly believe that that's the future for Africa. We have been operating on many different corridors. Wherever we develop more corridors, we can see the trade increasing. And what do we need to get that trade to increase within Africa? We will have to drive more seamless operations across the borders. Sometimes we have borders where we wait for 10 days with queues more than 50, 60 kilometers, which is not ideal to develop trade. So there is still work to be done. But it's a very exciting times, and we believe that this will change the whole Africa transformation as well, that we will be part of, through investments in infrastructure, but also in systems that we want to drive.
Absolutely, and you must come back and tell me about that work and the work that's required to make sure that we are ready and we get the post to be efficient instead of someone sitting for 10 days waiting for goods to be cleared. For today, thank you, Koen Rombouts, Managing Director, Southern African Corridors of Africa Global Logistics. Yeah, it's been a full show. Let's take a break. On the other side, when we come